Have you dreamt a kind of dream that's it's humanly impossible, like walking on air? It's humanly impossible to walk on air. Like if you see a human being now walking on air, you will run, you will scream, Jesus, you will think all sorts. It will go viral. So, but you have a dream that you're walking on air. Or have you dreamt that you did something that in reality you are scared of doing? For example, you dream that you're speaking to a large crowd and you're speaking boldly, fluently, and the people are enjoying what you're saying. And even when you wake up, you're like, wow, you wow yourself. But in reality, when you are called to speak in front of a few number of people, a small class or group of people, you are shaking on the inside, your voice is tiny, so hard to speak. You're scared of speaking in public. You have stage fright. But you dream that you spoke to a large number of crowd that you've not even thought of being in that kind of gathering before. Or have you dreamt that you prayed like a warrior? When in reality, they call you to pray in a group, you start stammering and your prayer is so short. Or you try and you try, but you dream that you are praying and things are happening and people are being delivered. Or you dream you're preaching when you can't even quote so many scriptures. Or you dream you're driving. You're driving so well, maybe even helping people like, come on, where are you going to? You pick someone, or you're driving in the driver's seat, people are behind you, you take them to their destination safely, or you're driving so fast, safe, no issues, good speed limits. But in real life, you cannot drive. You don't have a car, you don't have a driver's license, you've never done a driving test, you're not even thinking of buying a car, but you dream that you drive. Like those dreams that, or have you dreamt that you flew? Have you flown in your dream? Now, please don't come for me and say, oh, if you fly in a dream, it means you're a witch. No, no, I'm not talking of those kind of dreams. A dream that you flew, and when you wake up, you know you didn't do a bad thing. You didn't go for any meeting or gathering. You didn't see the blood suck. You flew in your dream and it was good. Have you dreamt those kind of dreams? That you did things that are humanly impossible, or you did things that in reality you know you can't do those things, or things that you are scared of that you wish you could do, or you are scared and you dream seeing yourself doing them effortlessly, boldly, successfully. How do you wake up, or how do you feel when you wake up from those dreams? You're like, whoa, what's that mean? You think about it, you're like, wow, that was me. Or you don't wake up, like you close your eyes, you're in bed, and you're like, no, I want to redream, I want to redream the dream. I don't want to wake up. And you're thinking about the last part of the dream. You want to continue, especially if something or somebody woke you up. Maybe you're a mom and your child wakes you up. You're like, oh my God. Or your spouse wakes you up, hits you, or maybe a snoring spouse snores and you're like, oh no, 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 no. You want to continue the dream. Have you had those dreams? Why am I asking this? Sometimes God gives us dreams to open our minds to a bigger reality. He plants seeds within us, which can come in form of our dreams, to make us see that there is more to what our eyes can currently see. Because there's a part in the Bible that says, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, and neither has it entered into the heart of man. So there are some things your eyes haven't seen. You've not heard it before. You've not even thought about it. But then God plants it within you, maybe as a desire or a dream. And you're like, what? Can humans do that? Can I do that? Can I be that? Can I have that? And it might not be exactly what you're dreaming, but God is opening your mind, your heart, your vision, your reality to something new, something bigger than you. And that's if you dwell on it, you reflect on it, you journal it, you pray about it, you will see your mind opening to a new reality that you never thought or imagined before. And it will be so unreal that sometimes it will scare you, Sometimes it will shake you. Sometimes you will think you're delusional. And if you're the kind that loves to share, you might tell someone and they'll go like, you're crazy. Were you high when you slept? What happened? What did you watch? Because it will sound so unreal that it requires faith to walk with it, to move it. It will require faith to believe it. It's so big that you need God. It feels so like you're like, this is too big for me. How can I'm shy? I don't even. I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert. I don't really talk to people. I don't have much friends. I find it hard to even speak in church, in class, at work, during meetings. How can I dream of speaking to thousands of people and they're clapping, giving me standing ovation? It's too big for me. And that is the point. Your dream has to be so big that you will need the help of a big God to, to conceive it, to let it rest in your mind, to believe it. That is how a dream should feel. It should feel big. If it's something that is so achievable, like someone tells you, I have a dream, and like, oh, what's the dream? I dream of waking up tomorrow morning, getting dressed, and going to the park. That's no dream. That's doable. So a dream is meant to be big. A dream is, what's your dream? I have a dream. I dream of speaking to 1,000 people at a conference and changing the lives of almost everyone that's there. And someone goes like, you that you're scared to even pick up your camera and do your first YouTube video. That is how a dream should be, and that is the point of a dream. A big dream is meant to feel big, overwhelming, scary, and then you know that you need to invite God. God needs to step in. I'll give an example. Joseph. When Joseph was younger, he dreamt that the stars, 11 stars, the sun and the moon bowed down to him. He told his father, I think his father said, are you expecting me, your mom, and your brothers to bow down to you? And that was the beginning of his problems. The brothers were like, how dare Joseph, that small boy that doesn't even know how to really farm or doesn't know how to take care of animals. You are saying, I, your eldest brother, me, the second, the third, you small you. Is it because daddy loves you? Or is daddy putting things in your head now that will bow down to, are you okay? But God gave Joseph that dream because Joseph had a big role to play in the world during his time. It was to save his people from hunger. Without Joseph, his people would have perished in the famine. They would have suffered. His family maybe would have died of hunger. But his existence, his dream, that dream that God gave him, bettered in Joseph something so great that Joseph knew and he believed. That's why he told his father, his brothers. He was excited. And I'm sure that belief helped Joseph to be the best. Like the video I did, I said in Joseph's standard was the best. Like everything he did was good. In Potiphar's house, best. He was put in charge. He was a leader. In the prison, he was a leader. So they gave us two scenarios, from his father's house to a place where he was a slave, a foreign land, to prison. He was still a leader. He exhibited leadership characteristics. He exhibited excellence. He did his best in everything. And I'm sure that dream will be in his mind. I dreamed that the stars, the moon, and the sun bow down to me. It means I'm going to be great. If the sun, like you cannot control the sun, how it shines when it comes out. You can't control the moon. Can anybody, even the scientists, nobody can control the sun, the moon, the stars. They decide when to come out and when to leave and how to shine. We can only predict the weather. Can't control them. You're now dreaming that they bow down to you. So like you're the one in charge of them. When we know that it is God that is in charge of the sun, the moon, the stars, and every natural thing. God is in charge. So now they are bowing down to a man, a boy. No, he wasn't a man, he was a boy. So having that dream, and he had another dream before that, having that dream would have made Joseph say, I am made for more. I am greater than being a slave. I'm greater than being a prisoner. I'm greater than just being my father's favorite son, little boy. I'll grow up to be a great man. And that is why God gave me that dream. And that would have fueled or motivated Joseph to stand out in anything he did. And it was that standing out that made him a governor. Did the sun bow to him in reality? No. Did the moon? No. His success had nothing to do with the weather or sun, stars, moon. So that's why I said sometimes you have a dream that is so unreal, like you dream you fly. Nobody is expecting you to turn into a bird and fly. But it could be that God is trying to tell you that you will go global. It could be that He's trying to tell you you will soar higher than your contemporaries. Because when you fly, you're above. It may be that God is trying to tell you you would travel from place to place and be influential. What's wrong with me today? You know what I'm trying to say? Influence. So it may be that God is passing a message that you could not see. Maybe you've watched videos, you've heard testimonies, and you're still not getting it. Like it still seems far from you. And God is like, child, I'm changing your reality, your perspective. Then He gives you that dream. So, but what do many people do? Because of unbelief. That's why I said faith is required. And that is the point of your dream being big. It has to be very big that you have to require faith. You must muster faith for it to happen or anything close to it to happen. So God gives you this dream, but because of unbelief, distraction, this world has distracted us with so many lies. Because of the reality we see, we shove the dreams aside. And sometimes God gives you in different ways, one too many times, and you still shove it aside. You refuse to believe that it can happen to you. You refuse to believe it can even happen to anybody in your family. You just forget it and keep striving in your day-to-day busy life activities and feel you are just made for the same. You are made to be simple, to be average, to be there like every other person, like what you've been seeing in your family. You don't believe that you could be different. You could be the one like Joseph that would uplift your generation, your family. Many don't believe it. Imagine if Joseph didn't believe it. Maybe in Potiphar's house, he might not have given his best. Act like every other slave, because I'm sure he was not the only slave. He act like every other slave and he would just be there. Or in the prison, we act like any other prisoner and just remain in the prison. So something you would think like you will see some people, no matter the situation, they're always smiling. Always smiling. You'll be wondering, people are angry, things are happening, the news, the environment, the economy. Why are you smiling? What's funny? Why are you always cheerful at work? What's up with the chair? Like, why are you always cheerful? It's a busy day, everybody is stressed. We had a busy day all day or all night. So why are you smiling? Why are you cheerful? And the person is just, no matter what, person is smiling, cheerful, and you're wondering, sometimes what's pushing this person? There is something making this person happy. There's always something. The person may not tell you, but just, why is this person happy when every other person is like, the work was, and this person is just, I was okay, it's not that bad, it's fine, I'm okay. And you may say, well, God has not given me any dream. I don't have any dream bigger than me. It doesn't have to be a dream. Sometimes He sows the seed in you without you dreaming. God understands His children best. So He knows that will move you more, push you more. Not everybody has that kind of prophetic, inspiring, crazy, wild dreams. No, not everyone. Some people see visions. Some people are being told prophecy. And some people feel it. They just know. There's this wrestle in your spirit. I am not made for this. I'm bigger than this. I'm made for more. You feel it, you know it. You try to shake it off. Like, maybe I'm just motivated. Maybe even when you watch nothing to motivate you, when you're in your quiet, peaceful state, you're like, I'm made for more than this. When you're at work working, I am made for more than this. When you're at home, maybe doing your chores and cleaning, and you're a mom, your baby is crying and you're stressed out, you still feel, I can do something great. That feeling is there. It's there. Take it to God. If you're that person, take it to God. Sometimes situations can create scenarios for you and you go like, made for more. I can be better than this. And you might have this idea that comes into your brain and you're like, I could do this to impact lives around the world, but it's going to be hard. You think of the resources. It's going to be hard. Oh no, around the world. My father is not rich. My mom is not rich. I don't even have parents. No, it's not possible. I can't do this. It's too big. Let me just chill. Maybe later in the future something might change, but no. No matter how big your dream is, and it looks like you have no connection, no resources, nobody to help you, no helper, nothing. You have God, and God can make everything align for you. Another good example, Esther. Esther didn't have a dream like Joseph, but she also became great. I don't want to say greater because they were both great, but in terms of ranking now, if you want to talk about ranking, she became a queen. Queen, and not just any queen, a queen that saved her people from death. Now, this is not from hunger. Hunger, at least you can pray and say God, and God can make manna fall. But this one from death by the king, by decree. A law that would have made her people die. She saved her people from it. How? Esther was an orphan. Her parents died. Her maybe grand or great grandparents, they were exiled from Jerusalem by King Nebuchadnezzar to Babylon. So now in Babylon, they're like immigrants. They're like refugees, if I'm correct. They were exiled, they're exiles, or they were exiled. And now in this new land, there was a king and a queen. So what would make Esther believe that she would be a queen? There was a queen. Vashti was the reigning queen. And from what we read, I think Vashti was classy and all that. That's why she had the guts to disobey the king when he called for her. So I'm sure she would have been pretty. So there was a queen. So if someone had told Esther, do you know you can become the queen and take over Vashti? She's like, huh? Vashti will even slay my neck. Like she's a no-nonsense queen. I think that's how Vashti was. Miss No-Nonsense Slay Queen. So now, this orphan, an immigrant, a minority with an uncle orphan, living a simple life. Maybe if you ask her, she go, one day I'll get married, have my children, start my family, and do what every other woman in our area does. But now Vashti disobeyed the king. She was dethroned, and the king decreed with his kingsmen that all young girls should be summoned to the palace and treated and prepared for treated beauty treatments, prepared for 12 months, and then presented to the king, and the king would choose his future queen. And if you look at the odds, they were against Esther. Esther was, first of all, not from that country or province. She was a foreigner. She was an immigrant. She came through exile. She didn't apply and relocate like we do officially. It was through exile. So she was a minority. She was an orphan, had no parents. And I'm sure she wasn't, the Bible didn't record that she was from an influential, rich family and they had money. She had no parents. So she was just on her own, receiving advice from Mordecai. I think it was like an uncle or something. And she went there. Her uncle advised her, don't tell them where you come from, gave her the advice. She obeyed, went to the palace. And the Bible says she found favor with Haggai, the one in charge of the girls that were to be presented to the king, the eunuch. So he assigned her to the best part of the palace for the king's concubines or wives, and with their maids and with the beauty treatments and everything. And I'm sure At that moment, Esther leaving her house, Mordecai's house, to the palace, Mordecai would have advised her and instilled some, words in her to make her believe that you can be the queen. This might be your chance for God to bless your people. And I'm sure she believed. And it's that belief that maybe God would have seen her faith and granted her favor, that as soon as Haggai saw her, she found favor with him. So she would have carried herself like a queen, even without the preparation, because she believed she would be a queen. If she didn't believe, maybe she would just walk like a tomboy and just, sorry to you if you're a tomboy, not an insult, but we know how queens carry themselves with the smile. So if she didn't believe she would be a queen, she might just walk anyhow, not smile and just whatever. But I'm sure she believed, despite the fact that the odds were against her. There may have been girls that their fathers were rich, maybe have connections, that would have felt it's me. They might have even looked down on her like, who do you think you are? You, this refugee immigrant. When they give you those stares, now where we come from, and they give you those stares like, who do you think you are? Being here in our midst, who gave you the right? But despite that, I'm sure she carried herself like a queen, like a lady with manners. And she listened to all the advice and instructions, took her beauty treatment, like religiously did everything she was supposed to do. And the Bible says Mordecai would always walk past the, I think, palace gates to just check on her. And I'm sure he would advise her, he would encourage her. He also believed for her sake. And she believed. And what happened? When she was presented, I think the first time, she found favor with everyone that saw her. And when I think the king finally saw her, the king liked her, the king summoned for her, she became the queen. And like I said, not just a queen carrying the title queen, a queen that did something that made the king change a law that like a queen that saved her people from death. A girl with no parents, a girl that was an immigrant, a girl that was just from a normal, regular girl background. The opportunity came. She obeyed. She believed. She became queen. And even when she was queen, she acted in courage and faith for her to declare the Esther fast that we all used to do. Esther fast, 3 days Esther fast. She said, I think I die. She fasted for the people and went to see the king when she was not summoned, meaning she was brave, she was courageous, and that is faith. Because sometimes you think, oh, this person is brave. Faith, faith is powerful. When you have faith, you'll be brave, you'll be courageous. You won't be scared of things that normally you should be scared of, because you know you have a big God backing you. You have a big God backing you. And that is the point of why your dreams should feel big. If your dreams don't feel big, then what are you doing? Your dreams must feel big. They must weigh you down. They must be overwhelming. And then you reach out for God and tell God, take my dreams. I surrender everything, who I am, what I have, my skills, my talents, my gifts to you. Use them for your glory, Lord. Teach me. Tell me what to do. Holy Spirit, help me. That is the essence. That's the point of your dreams being big. I hope I'm speaking to you today. If you have a big dream, a dream that sometimes might push you to tears and make you feel you're stupid, it makes you feel like you're delusional, it makes you feel you dream too much. Like you sit down and think about it, you write it down, and you're like, all these things in my small head, all these things in me, am I joking? Am I being real? Take it to God. He's a big God, and with him all things are possible, and nothing is too hard for him. If Joseph could be the father's favorite lastborn, you know that father's boy, lastborn, how it is. If you're a last born, you know it when they look at you like the small one. Last born, baby of the house. That was Joseph. And God made him dream that the sun, moon, and stars, 11 stars, bowed down to him. And he was excellent in all he did and found favor with everyone. And God blessed him till he became a leader, governor, that saved his people from hunger. And Esther, the orphan girl, the immigrant whose parents were exiled by a king as punishment to a foreign land, a minority, common girl. And God created an opportunity for her. And she became a queen that saved her people from death. Then why do you think you're different? Why do you think your dreams are too big that they can't come true, or they are too good to be true? Why do you think that that same God who was, who is, who can never change, why don't you think he can do the same for you? So your dream feels too big? That's the point. Go to God. That's the point when you go to God and say, God, this dream I had, this desire in me, this vision I have, this thing in my mind that doesn't want to go away is too big for me to carry. Like, I don't even know where to start. Reveal to me what you want me to know. Holy Spirit, reveal to me the Father's heart. Write them down. I always encourage, write them down, because sometimes life will make you forget. Write them down in a place that they will be safe. And the days you're down, the days life is overwhelming, go and read your dreams. Go and read your desires. Go and read that thing that God put in your heart and pray about it again. And let God know that your faith will never die, despite your feelings, despite your situation, despite how overwhelming and big your dream is. You will keep reaching out to Him, trusting Him, that those who put their trust in the name of the Lord will never be put to shame, that you will not be put to shame. You will not be called delusional in the end or just a dreamer, but you will be used as a testimony, as an example, like Joseph or like Esther. That is my prayer for us today, for me today, for you. So if this video touched you, inspired you in any way, please give it a like my video so it will reach more people, and subscribe to this channel. Let's grow our community of Christian big dreamers. Until next time, see you in another video. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.